Welcome to 2025, everyone, and welcome to the first controversy of the year in the MMO landscape, starting with the whole Jagex drama with their greedy proposal for new membership packages. Let's get into it. Now, I'm going to preface this video by saying I don't normally do videos like this, reacting to a specific drama online or anything like that. Most of my video content is going to be informative videos about why or why you may not want to play a certain MMORPG that I am covering. Now, if you are new to this channel, first off, I want to say thanks for watching, thanks for stopping by, and if you do end up liking this video, go ahead and press the like button and subscribe to the channel to support my content. Now, if you do know me, or at least know me a little bit, you probably know that I'm a pretty big fan of RuneScape. I have a lot of memories with this game. It was my very first MMORPG, and I've been playing it off and on, basically ever since I was a kid in the early 2000s. I have a lot of memories with RuneScape. I have RuneScape tattoos. I have a RuneScape poster behind me. I have the RuneScape Starforged PC that they offered back in 2024. I have a lot of, knowledge and history with this game, as do a lot of other people. RuneScape is just one of those MMOs that pretty much almost everyone has given a try at some point in their life, even if they're not usually a fan of MMORPGs. So for those of us that are in the RuneScape community, it's not really surprising that the RuneScape Reddit page and online discourse has exploded with a ton of memes and jokes and just general discussion as to why this is such a bad thing that Jagex has proposed. And if you are not part of the RuneScape community or are just generally uninformed, don't worry, I gotcha. So let's do a super duper quick rundown to give context here. RuneScape is a free-to-play MMORPG that has an optional subscription-based membership. The subscription includes a ton of new content that you can experience, including new quests, new areas, new skills to train. All in all, it's a huge amount of value if you really like and enjoy the game. Now, back in the early days of RuneScape, RuneScape's membership was incredibly affordable, only being $4.99 a month, with, of course, different options for a 3-month package, a 6-month package, and a 12-month package. Now, over time, with the changes in gaming and the economy, understandably, that price did go up a bit, with their most recent change going all the way up to $13.99 back in September 27th, 2024. Now, keep in mind for what's upcoming that they had a price increase less than a year ago. Okay, so moving into 2025, certain players start seeing a survey in their email. Specifically, only certain players, as someone like me, did not get this survey. The survey apparently included a video from ModNav talking about different aspects of membership and what the membership offers to a player. It goes on talking about how they want to better understand their customer base, and for those players who maybe want more out of their subscription, or maybe just want more options. Now, if you're not into RuneScape, this probably sounds pretty normal, right? The business is trying to understand their customer base more so and offer more options, right? But if you are a RuneScape player, this is already sending out a bunch of red flags. Now, because I didn't get this email survey, I can only assume that these are additional videos that were shown in the email to kind of give maybe more information or context as to some of the things they maybe want to add as options to the membership packages. Now, some of these proposed additional options and perks are cool on paper, honestly, but they kind of feel like they should already be part of the RuneScape membership. One of them being enhanced player support. So you're telling me or proposing to us that we'll have the option to potentially pay more in our membership to get more enhanced player support. But what does that mean? The video's kind of vague on what is explained as enhanced player support. He says things like expanded languages for other countries, expanded time zones for more player support. It's kind of confusing, but I mean, honestly, when you think about it, shouldn't that be included by default for players? That leads us to the tons of different membership packages that were shown to players as proposed options that could come in the future. Now, there are a ton of these that were shown to players, so we're gonna go over a couple of them that were kind of egregious. Let's start off with these package choices here. Now, this is the closest to how RuneScape actually functions now with their membership, with one key difference here. The biggest thing that players noticed upon all of these choices is that it says Old School RuneScape or RuneScape 3. Now, the way the subscription currently works is if you subscribe to RuneScape as your character currently, you get access to both Old School RuneScape and RuneScape 3 under that $13.99 cost. Now, this proposition seems to be that they want to separate Old School RuneScape and RuneScape 3, essentially trying to double dip players into paying for both if that person wants to play both. Now, to give quick context for those who aren't familiar with RuneScape, there is currently two versions of RuneScape that is currently running. There is RuneScape 3, and then there is Old School RuneScape. RuneScape 3 is the longer standing version of RuneScape. It has modern day graphics, it has some balancing adjustments to make the game slightly easier for newer players, and it has a cash shop. Old School RuneScape is a version of RuneScape that is modeled to be a little more difficult than RuneScape 3 to try to cater to those hardcore players that want a more classic rendition of the game. So that's already a perk that they want to take away from the subscription for players, but let's try and see why they are doing that. Let's go over the first package here. So, one member character, $13.99 per additional member character per month. Now that's kind of how it already works, and they're proposing here that if you choose between Old School RuneScape or RuneScape 3, a 1-month package of membership will cost $10.99 per month instead of the $13.99 per month. So technically, you are actually saving a couple bucks with this new option here, but obviously you don't get access to both games. Which, in all honesty, most RuneScape players either only play Old School RuneScape or only play RuneScape 3, so in general, that's actually not a bad deal. You pay for the game you actually want to play, and then you just outright ignore the other one. But what if you want to keep the RuneScape membership as it is now underneath these new proposed packages? Well, there is a way to have both, but let's get into the other packages first. So the higher tier packages just give some additional perks beyond the membership. So the second package here states that you'll get improved data access and solutions. Now, like the enhanced player support, that's kind of vague on what that's supposed to even be. The third package here says 2 member characters, $12.49 per additional member character per month, so it's slightly cheaper to get more characters under your membership umbrella. You get character name reservations, and then you can also get a pause membership option, all for $20 a month. So essentially the third package, if I'm understanding it correctly, because there's just not a lot of information in these little snippets here, I'm getting 2 membered characters for about $10 a month, which is still slightly cheaper than getting 2 memberships currently as RuneScape's subscription works now. Okay, trying to just keep up with things. Then the highest tiered Mac Daddy package, I assume, has all of the previous package perks, as well as some additional ones, of course. So this package allows you to get Old School RuneScape and RuneScape 3 all under one membership, as well as specialized member worlds, which I'm not even entirely sure what that is. You still get the 2 member characters, but obviously it gets even cheaper to add another character underneath that membership umbrella. You get character name reservations, you get pre-verified account recovery, which honestly, like the enhanced player support, should be something you already get underneath your current subscription, but okay. You also get a complimentary bond, which is just an item in the game that allows you to either extend your current subscription or you can trade it to other players, allowing free-to-play players the ability to potentially earn subscription. Now, all of that has a commanding price of $32.49 per month. Remember, back in September of 2024, not even a year ago, they increased the price of membership to $13.99. Now, if you thought the first set of packages were bad, just wait. It gets better. So moving into the next set of packages here, they are still separating old school RuneScape and RuneScape 3 unless you get the highest tiered package. Now, coming from a business standpoint, it's probably being argued by upper management that there is lost revenue by not charging players for both RuneScape 3 and old school RuneScape versus just giving us both when we get a subscription. Now, if you're a RuneScape player, you know that they are fundamentally different games basically at this point. So if you enjoy RuneScape 3, you most likely don't enjoy old school RuneScape. So under this model, it wouldn't even make sense for you to pay for both. The fact that the subscription now gives you both is just a perk, but they're essentially just trying to rip it away so that they could make more money in theory, but you're just going to piss off your players. Now, the first package in this set of options is just absolutely mind-boggling, saying that underneath your subscription for $10.99 a month, you also have to deal with advertisements as you play RuneScape. What? Like, if you're a RuneScape veteran, you know that back in the day, advertisements were a thing on the website, but that's because when you played RuneScape, you played it within the website browser. So naturally, they had advertisements kind of in the website to, I guess, make some extra revenue. Now, that all went away when they actually made their own game client. So why would I want to return to advertisements and pay for my subscription? You removed the advertisements when players subscribed to your game back then, so why would we want that back for more cost? Okay, obviously that's to make more revenue on top of a player's subscription, but obviously that's really scummy. Moving into the other packages, it's more of the same as the previous options, but here it seems like they want to give you the option of having more characters underneath the membership, because it goes from 4 member characters to the next package, all the way up to 8 if you get the highest tiered package. Now, in summary, the biggest thing that's really funny about these proposals is it's always the lowest tiered package that has a really, really dumb drawback. So the next one is a shorter AFK timer, mobile-only access, which I guess means you can only log into the iOS/Android version of it under your subscription, but like, under this, does that mean that there's no PC equivalent package for $10.99 a month? The biggest problem with this survey is this was all presented really, really poorly by Jagex. Now, the funny part is that they've come out and tried to address the survey and explain what it was for, but the damage is already done at this point. The player base is convinced that at some point in the future, some of these proposed packages are going to actually come to fruition. Whether or not that's true, we'll have to wait and see, but like I said, at this point, they've lost most of the player base's trust. It all comes off as being incredibly tone deaf, and it's presented in a terrible way. How do you not know what your community wants when old school RuneScape literally has votes on what the player base allows into the game? Now, if you are a RuneScape veteran, you know that the fan base has banded together once before in the past, and it looks like that's what's going to happen again. Which actually might be a good thing considering RuneScape 3 has had a lot of microtransactions that people have been clamoring for Jagex to get rid of. So what do you think about this controversy? Do you think it's blown out of proportion, or do you think Jagex is finally getting what they deserve? Comment down below and let me know. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel to support my content, and I hope to see you all next time.